In this video, we're going to talk about a very popular question that clients have, which is, do I have to get naked for my massage? How much should I get undressed for the massage? How does that work? And there's a lot of people who have a lot of thoughts one way or the other. So I'm going to give you my 2 cents on what I think is the best way to go about getting a massage, and then also talk about, like, you should also be comfortable. So here's what I would say about getting undressed on the table, which is in most states, and certainly in New York State where we practice, we are ethically and legally obligated to make sure that your private parts are covered by the top sheet at all times. And so we have draping techniques that make sure that your privates are covered, right? So just know that no matter what level of undressed you get, we're always going to be using those draping techniques to make sure that your modesty is protected. I would say therapeutically, I would recommend to all of my clients to get completely undressed, underwear included, and get on the table under the top sheet and blanket. Now, why would I say that? There are a lot of hip muscles, glutes, the deep six rotators, a lot of very intricate small musculature right around the hips and pelvis that are just a little easier to work on without having to work around or underneath underwear. That being said, I do have clients who come in who just can't get their brain wrapped around that and really are far more comfortable leaving their underwear on. That's okay, do that. I can work around it, I can work under it, I've got all sorts of ways of doing that. It's slightly easier for me not to, especially if somebody's complaining about low back pain or hip pain, but I would rather have you be comfortable and able to relax than worried, right? And so if the dividing line for you as a client is, I'm just not gonna be able to relax if I get fully undressed on the table, even though I know that my privates are covered by the top sheet, then please leave your underwear on. I will work around it. However, I would say as a therapist, especially for low back pain and hip pain and getting into hip muscles and glute muscles and adductors, it's a little easier to not work around the underwear. So if you are able to be comfortable fully undressed under the top sheet, that's what I would recommend. However, I would like you to say a little bit more about what it feels like as a woman in this situation.
Sure. Okay, well, I agree with all of that. That's exactly what I say also when I'm working. I say, it's up to you if you want to take your underwear off. I am probably going to work your glutes if you have low back pain or hip pain or, or any pelvic stuff. But it is more important that you are comfortable than that we are able to get to those things, because there is always a way around it. You may get a wedgie, but that's okay. So as a woman, yes, so I always ask everyone to take their bras off, because the straps really do get in the way. Now, in the very rare cases where there's some sort of medical reason that they really can't take the bra off, at the very least I have them take the straps down, because it's not so much about exposing the breasts, it's more just about the straps getting in the way. And in terms of the back as well, you're going along the back and then there's this big strap in your way. So it's not as enjoyable for the client also, because you're moving it around, it doesn't feel good. So I would say, for me, I'm perfectly comfortable. I've never had any issue with draping. I actually also do some breast massage for scar tissue work, mastectomy scars, top surgery, breast reductions, and also for lactation if you're breastfeeding. So, there is actually clinical reasons to work on the breast and also the glutes. And I think it's important to keep in mind that these are not inherently sexual parts. These are just muscles, especially the glutes. They're so integral to what you're doing. And if you're uncomfortable, you can talk to your massage therapist about it and say, I'm not really comfortable with this, and they'll explain to you why they need to work it. And if you really still aren't comfortable, they just won't work that area. There's no need to do it if it really is making you uncomfortable, but there really is no need to be uncomfortable. Even as a woman with a man working on you, it is just body parts. It is not, it is not anything more than that. It is just muscles. And the other thing I would mention too is jewelry. Take off all your jewelry if you can, because it also does get in the way. We will get oil or lotion on it, which you may not be pleased about. And in particular, necklaces, you know, we may choke you a little bit, right? Like it's just easier if when you're going for a massage, even if you want to not be worried about forgetting your jewelry there, just don't wear jewelry to the massage. And you know, I also do like ear stuff, so I know sometimes earrings don't come out, but even that, like the less things you have on you, the smoother everything can go, and the less obstacles are in our way to create strokes without encumbrances.
Yeah. Let's go completely in the opposite direction, just to say it, which is some clients, either for religious reasons or personal comfort, really aren't going to be able to take off any of their clothes, let alone just leave underwear on. And just, I want you to know that there are plenty of techniques that we all have as massage therapists to work through clothes. It's certainly not my preference, and I'll be doing very different stylistic things through clothes than I would directly to skin and muscle. I won't be doing as much myofascial work, which is what I'm known for, and I'll be doing more trigger point and more pin and stretch kind of work, but I can still create a very effective and useful result with that being said. Certainly not how I prefer to work, but I'm absolutely fine and comfortable working that way if that's just the way that you're having to deal with the world for whatever reasons you have. So you should know that, like, regardless of our own comfort as therapists, we're absolutely willing to work with clients with whatever their particular needs are with this. Just know that therapeutically, it is just easier for us to work without clothes so that we have the ability to work on the limbs and the tissue in the most direct way possible. So hopefully that helped you understand why we might talk about what kind of clothes to wear. And in fact, a lot of therapists sometimes will use the phrase undress to your level of comfort. And I do like to be a little bit more specific than that, which is actually, I would like you to get as undressed as you're possibly comfortable with. The more that you can leave off clothes, jewelry, etc., the easier it is to do our jobs. We can do our jobs no matter what situation we're in, how much clothing you wear. I've certainly done plenty of good work with somebody just sitting on a chair, fully clothed. But if you're really going to come in and get a really great session, I do personally recommend take as much off as you possibly can get comfortable with.
I agree.
Cool.